you can in fact still fight with a wand pretty effectively, actually. And they have a photon art, which I might demonstrate. Butt stomp! Hells yeah. But of course their main purpose is to raise your MST so that you may fire and ice and lightning and dark and light stuff with explosions. I'm sure I'll get to that eventually. The music in this first area is pretty weird, I think. It's like somber. The music in this game seems pretty decent. Like, especially compared to other DS games. And all the sound effects have this odd retro, like 8-bit sound to them. I'm not sure what I think of that. But there you go. You can charge... I mentioned earlier you can charge text, but you can also hold on to a charge as you go. This is a good thing about the text system. The main problem is still, of course, the action palette limitations. I think now that I have this wand, I think, like, wands... attack damage is based around MST or something. I've heard that this makes forces actually overpower hunters in physical combat later. Then that forces are the overpowered broken class this time around, which makes up for them in Phantasy Star Online. Hit them fast and hard! But in Phantasy Star Online, in Ultimate mode, like, their elemental spells did very little damage. But then again, everyone had a hard time in Ultimate, if I remember right. Forces had the hardest time. We will see how that goes. By the way, if you are a Phantasy Star Online veteran, you might remember photon drops. You might be groaning after I mentioned that, because they often appeared in the red boxes and made you all excited to get, oh my god, that finally rare drop, and then it was a photon drop. But in this game, they're dropped in, like, units of 5 in green boxes, and they're a currency for an underground sewer system with a vending machine in it. Doesn't seem like you'd get much business in a sewer. But photon drops are no longer a pain, so that's good. Hello, heal point. You remind me of those things in Phantasy Star Online that were like Healy gigs. Those were pretty awesome. And this is the point where the NPC, who is not very helpful anyway, leaves you and instructs you to go fight the monsters on your own. Which could be a problem, especially because of this guy. Barda! That was not very useful. Ah, it looks like higher levels of spells take a longer amount of time to charge. Interesting. Ow. Ow. Die! I hit you with my stick! Okay, he's dead. As you might have noticed. Can I just go back and use that healing point? No. Okay. Fair enough. There's no healing point in town, by the way. I believe the original Phantasy Star Online had one that I don't exactly remember the name of. Oh, I just remembered that I think I can equip better armor. No, I can't. I require level 5, and it's hunter only. Never mind. Scale armor is not for forces. They are required to wear robes. It's a robe, not a dress. That is all. Okay. Apparently that was a one-screen room. This music feels kind of lonely, actually. This room feels kind of pointless, actually. You may have noticed by now how much the dungeon is dragging on. It's not necessarily a bad thing, though. That was a bad thing, because I'm stupid. Okay. We'll use Foy. Charges faster, hits more reliably. Unless there's a bird in the way. Thanks a lot! I should probably focus more on my melee attacks in order to conserve TP. I've also heard that this game is going to have DSi-only downloadable content, such as, like, old PSO stages. Those are apparently the most demanded item, and I can see why, but... I believe this game's level cap is also 100. Oh no, I'm on fire. But maybe downloadable content will raise it to the classic 200? I do not know. But score 1 for me, the person who upgraded from a fat DS to a DSi fairly recently. And score 0 for the people I know who either prefer the old DS or just don't want to buy a third one, and they're holding down the F key on their keyboard in rage. Might as well demonstrate the ability to heal myself. Resta, the ever-wonderful spell. If you hold down Resta, you get all Resta, which allows you to be caught on fire. It allows you to heal the party, which would probably be more useful if you had a party. But, of course, I am soloing at the moment. Though, a silly NPC will join us in our attempts to get killed by the dragon soon enough. I forget what cures burns. I guess soul atomizers would. They cure everything. What do I got in my magic? Oh, I got burn wearing off. Okay. So if you're on fire, remember, it's gonna stop eventually. Sage advice. Maybe not. I also like to point out that I'm going to lose all of this progress style stuff when I get the actual game. But you can, of course, move ROMs and save files to a flash card, which is the DS method of pirating. I'm not going to specifically endorse pirating, but it's always an option. I hacked a PSP after all. Okay. I'm surprised by how well this runs on an emulator, actually. I've had somebody say I am full on dye fluids? Have I really had tons of fluids this whole time? No, I'm just full of items in general. We can drop trap vision. Apparently dropping items makes them totally disappear instead of, like, appear on the map, which could be a problem, yeah. So the enemies are, of course, completely new, as you've noticed, no doubt, by now. But Boomas and Rappies do appear in some form in this game, as well as Dark Falls, oh my gosh, spoilers, etc. Other than that, everything is new. Oh no. Level up! Ding, etc. Okay. I am now level 6, which is a pretty good number. More full inventory problems, eh? Well, I guess I could use the telepipe and go sell stuff. Telepipes are awesome. I miss them in PSU. Some things I do miss about PSU include the more humanoid casts, beasts, and, well, like giant guns. Trunk? I don't want to trunk things, I want to sell things. Let us find the weapon shop. There's some dude, I don't care about him. Here's the weapon shop, run by a friendly cowboy man, apparently. That'll be 52 selling. These are mech guns, by the way. They're pretty underwhelming. They only shoot like 2 bullets. Nice machine gun technology there. Stun rod. Nah, it's worse than what I have. I should probably feed stuff to my mag, but actually, it doesn't really even matter. I wonder what they have for sale. Oh yes, you can use shields as weapons. That's pretty weird, I think. Let's try that out. Why the heck not? Let's see, what else? Bazookas, those are new those are not in PSO, I think. Unless there was like a really special high-level weapon. Oh, partisans are gone and replaced by spears also. Ray One Stick! That's a stupid name, okay. I will miss my Hildebeer cane. That thing is pretty awesome. Okay, back to action.